Relax, it's just a prank, my husband laughed as I hit the floor. I couldn't move. I begged for help. My parents rolled their eyes. Then someone whispered, "She's not faking." My name is Brianna Cole. I'm 34 years old, and before that night, I was a physical therapist who believed every injury could heal with patience and care. I worked long shifts, sometimes 12 hours, helping strangers walk again. I saved every extra dollar because my dream was to open a small clinic where people who couldn't afford treatment could still recover. My life was simple. I wasn't rich or glamorous. I drove an old car, packed my own lunches, and wore the same shoes until they wore out. But I was proud of my work. I married my husband because I thought he was fun and confident. He made people laugh. He told me I took life too seriously. I believed he balanced me. What I ignored was how his jokes often hurt others. My parents loved him. They said he was charming and successful. They called me sensitive whenever I spoke up. Growing up, I heard that word again and again. Sensitive, dramatic, too emotional. So I learned to stay quiet and endure. I thought love meant patience. I thought family meant support. I was wrong. That accident changed everything. It changed my body, my marriage, and my place in the family. I wasn't rich or powerful, but I had something they never expected. I had resilience and truth. If you've ever felt overlooked or not believed by the people who should support you, you're not alone. This community is for you. Subscribe and stand with me. Have you ever been told your pain wasn't real? Let me know. Click like or hype so we can stand together. The night it happened, we were at my parents' house for a big family dinner. The kitchen smelled like roasted chicken and garlic. Everyone was laughing. My husband kept whispering to his cousins and checking his phone. I didn't know they were setting up cameras. After dinner, he said, "Come help me carry something upstairs." I followed him, confused. At the top of the stairs, he suddenly shouted, "Boo!" I jumped. Then he pushed me. It wasn't hard, but I lost my balance. My foot slipped. I fell. The sound of my body hitting the steps was loud and sharp. Pain exploded in my back. I tried to move. Nothing happened. I screamed his name. He laughed. "Come on, get up. The prank is over." I cried, "I can't move." He kept filming. My cousins laughed. My mother crossed her arms and said, "Stop being dramatic." My father shook his head. Minutes passed. The pain grew worse. Finally, my aunt called an ambulance. At the hospital, doctors ran tests. My husband sat in the hallway deleting videos. The doctor came in and said, "You have a serious spinal injury." My world went silent. My husband's face turned pale. My parents said it was an accident. But nurses told me something shocking. They had seen the recording. It showed planning. It showed intention. After that, everything changed. My husband came to my hospital room with papers. "This was unintentional," he said. "Sign this so we don't get into trouble." I asked, "Why were you filming?" He avoided my eyes. My parents stood behind him. "Marriage is more important," my mother said. I refused. That was the first betrayal. The second came when my parents stopped helping with my bills. They told relatives I was unstable. At family gatherings, I wasn't invited. One day my cousin said, "They think your wheelchair ruins the mood." I cried that night, but only once. After that, I stopped begging. The third betrayal came when my husband filed for divorce. He said I caused him emotional stress. He accused me of manipulation. I read the papers and felt something inside me harden. I started therapy. I worked on my mind as much as my body. Each day, I grew stronger inside. My voice changed. I began watching them carefully. I noticed small lies, stories that didn't match, messages that disappeared. I asked fewer questions. I listened more. When my husband mocked me online, I smiled quietly. When my parents pressured me to settle, I nodded. They thought I was defeated. They were wrong. What they didn't know was I never ignored details. Even when I was silent, I was paying attention. Before the accident, I had access to our shared accounts and devices. Afterward, I noticed deleted files and secret chats. I started searching backups. I found conversations about views, money, and insurance. My husband wrote, "This will make us viral." Another message said, "If she gets hurt, we can claim compensation." My hands shook when I read that. I saved everything. I recorded every call after the accident. My parents had encouraged the prank. They said it would be funny. They said I needed to loosen up. I collected screenshots, voice notes, and video drafts. I built a timeline. Every insult they threw at me only made me more focused. I waited. I knew rushing would destroy my chance. I told myself, be patient. I had a plan they never saw coming. My ally was someone unexpected, an old family lawyer named Mr. Harris. He had helped my grandparents years ago. I called him secretly. When he saw me in the wheelchair, he looked angry. "Tell me everything," he said. I gave him the evidence. He studied it in silence. Finally, he said, "This could destroy them." I answered, "I want truth, not revenge." He believed me. We worked quietly. He warned me the process would be slow. Meanwhile, my husband started dating openly. He posted photos and jokes about freedom. My parents told me to settle and move on. They said no one would believe me. Their arrogance grew. They thought I was weak. Mr. Harris scheduled a formal legal meeting about financial settlement and family matters. As the date approached, my heart beat faster, but my face stayed calm. I practiced what I would say. I was ready. The meeting took place in Mr. Harris's office. The room smelled like old books and dust. My husband walked in smiling. My parents followed, confident. "Let's finish this," he said. They expected me to give up. I sat straight in my chair. Mr. Harris began. "Before we proceed, there is new evidence." My husband laughed. "This is pointless." Then the screen turned on. The video played. It showed them planning the prank. My husband said, "She will scream. It will be perfect." My mother laughed in the video. My father said, "Make sure you film." Silence filled the room. My husband's face turned gray. "This is edited," he said. Mr. Harris replied, "We have multiple recordings." Then he played voice notes about insurance money. My husband shouted, "Stop." I said calmly, "You wanted attention, now you have it." Mr. Harris explained the legal consequences: insurance fraud, negligence, conspiracy. My parents began crying. My husband looked at me and whispered, "Please." I felt nothing. Authorities were contacted. For the first time, they lost control. I watched quietly as their power disappeared. The divorce was finalized months later. I received compensation that secured my future. But more important was my peace. I used the money to open a rehabilitation center. I wanted others to regain hope the way I had. Each day, I helped people rebuild their lives. My parents tried to contact me. I chose distance. I forgave myself for trusting them. I did not forgive their actions. My husband faced legal consequences and public shame. I rebuilt my circle with people who truly cared. I learned strength is not about walking. It is about standing in truth, even when your body cannot. Today, I live with purpose and self-respect. No one will silence me again. If you've ever been humiliated in public or told your pain was fake, I want to hear your story. You deserve to be believed. Subscribe and share your experience in the comments so we can support each other. Healing starts when we speak. Click hype to help this story reach others who need it. Did this story hit home? Let me know by liking the video and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Click hype to help this story find others who felt the same way. Your support makes a huge difference. Thank you for being here. Where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments. If this story touched your heart, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more stories about resilience, dignity, and quiet justice. Because some lessons don't come with applause, they come with peace.